Hello everyone, students. As you know, during the process of electronic communication system, we saw in the block diagram of electronic communication system, one block was the noise. Now in today's lecture, we will see in details about the noise and the types of noises. So what is noise? An unwanted signal that is associated with desired signal is known as a noise. Noise may be defined as unwanted form of energy which interferes with the proper and easy reception and reproduction of unwanted signal. Many disturbances of an electrical nature produces noise in receivers which modifies the signal in an unwanted manner. As you know, we can hear the noise in radio receiver by tuning it to some position between stations. Noise also shows up in television picture as snow or colored snow. If the noise level is high or the signal is too weak, the noise may be dominate and make reception unreliable. In communication system, the received signals are weak and hence the noise is a serious problem. When the transmission is over short distance or when very high power transmission is used, signal strength is good and noise is not a problem. But in most communication systems, weak signals are normal, so noise becomes a significant factor in the designing of communication equipments. Noise is most problematic in the receiver because the receiver has responsibility for amplifying the weak signal and recovering the information reliable. Now, what are the effects of these noises? In analog system, the noise degrades the quality of the received signal. In digital communication system, noise degrades the throughput because it requires retransmission of data packets and extra codings to recover the data in the presence of error. Noise can limit the range of system for a given transmitted power. It affects the sensitivity of the receiver and reduce the bandwidth of the system. So what are the types of the noises and, and the classification of noise, and they are based on the type, a source, effect and relations to the receiver. Most commonly the noises are divided into the two types, and that is external noise and internal noise. So let us see the details of the external noise. So as I know that there are the noises coming from the outside to the receiver, generally by external sources between transmitter and receiver. The types of these external noises are atmospheric noise, space noise. Again, there are two types, solar noise and cosmic noise. Industrial noise, man-made noise, or it is also called as man-made noise. Okay, now see the details of the atmospheric noise. It is a natural noise, so it is also known as static noise. And this static noise is caused by a lightning discharge in thunderstorms and other natural electrical disturbances occurring in the atmosphere. The atmospheric noise thus consists of spurious radio signals with components distributed over a wide range of frequencies. So the atmospheric noise propagated over the earth is similar to radio waves. This static noise will be received at any point on the ground. Since the field strength is inversely proportional to the frequency, so at low frequency interference will be more. Since lower frequencies are used in radio and higher TV, and atmospheric noise in radio research is more than TV. These noise consist of impulses. These non-sinusoidal waves have harmonics whose amplitude decreases with harmonic. So naturally at high frequency the noise will be less. The another type of noise is the space noise. There are the two types of this noise, a solar noise and the cosmic noise. Sun is a large body at a high temperature where there are constant noise radiations from the sun. The radiations from the sun are over broad frequency spectrum which include the frequencies we use for communication. Sun produces a large amount of noise that causes tremendous radio signal interferences which make many frequencies unusable for communication. Similarly, another noise which is coming from the stars, that is called as a cosmic noise, and this the distant stars, that is also the sun, have high temperature and radiation noise similar to sun. Noise from the stars is generally known as cosmic noise. Cosmic noise level is low because of large distance between stars and earth. The noise received from stars is called thermal noise because it is uniformly distributed with frequency. And it is found that cosmic noise is uniformly distributed over the entire sky. The cosmic noise is primarily in the range of 10 MHz to 1.5 GHz range. So the another type of external noise is the industrial noise, or it is also called as man-made noise. The industrial noise is produced by manufactured equipments and hence it is also known as equipment noise. Any electrical equipment that causes high voltage or current to be abruptly switched produces transient that create noise. Some examples: automotive ignition system, electric motors, generators. Industrial noise is present between the frequency 1 MHz to 600 MHz. And this noise is more intense in industrial and densely populated areas. From the external noise, the atmospheric and space noise cannot be eliminated. Industrial noise, since it is generated, can sometimes be eliminated. There are many sources of industrial noise, hence it is difficult to control it. So, for better communication, the alternative is to generate the strong signal so that it can overcome the noise. Another type of the noise, basic type of the noise, is internal noise. So, what is internal noise? This noise is created by the devices used in receivers. And as you know, the in receivers, some electrical components resistor, diodes, transistors are used. So use of more instruments on the receiver side produces the noise. Also in receiver side, the antenna, filters and amplifiers are used. But this can be reduced by appropriate designing of the system. This internal noise is distributed over the entire radio spectrum. The noise power is proportional to the bandwidth over which it is measured. The sources of internal noise are well known. The designer has some control on internal noise. Depending upon the sources, internal noise is classified into the two types, that is thermal agitation noise and shoot noise. And partition noise, transit time noise and flicker noise, that is low frequency noise. Now let us see the in details about the thermal agitation noise. This is also called as white noise or Johnson noise. This noise is basically due to the heating of the elements, and that is because of a random and rapid motion of the atoms and electrons in the components. Now let us take the example of one circuit diagram is here, that is one source with the voltage source En and in series resistance R and R1. So how much is the maximum noise power developed across the resistor is given by K into T into B, where K is the volume constant, T is the absolute temperature and B is the bandwidth, and that is measured in hertz. So the electrical power is given by, as you know, it is a product of current to voltage, or it is also equal to the voltage square divided by the resistance. So to find out the electrical power across the resistor R1, so it becomes E square by R1. And since the maximum power is transferred to the R1 when the R is equal to R1, and therefore by using the voltage divider method, the voltage across R1 is equal to En by 2, and therefore substitute this value in E square, it becomes En by 2 square by R. So it becomes En square by 4R. So therefore the En square is equal to 4R P of N, or it is equal to 4R KTB. So this gives the equation for calculating the maximum noise power developed across the resistor. And square root of this RMS noise voltage is proportional to the square of the RMS voltage noise voltage is proportional to the resistance, the temperature and the bandwidth, but it is independent of the frequency. So another type of the noise in the internal noise is the shoot noise. This shoot noise is due to random arrival of electrons or holes at the output electrode of the amplifying devices. So therefore, the shoot noise current is calculated square root of 2 into E into I into B, where IP is the direct current, diode current, B is the bandwidth of system, and E is the charge on electron. So another type of the noise is the partition noise. So what do you mean by the partition noise? This partition noise is because of the current dividation. And as you know, in the transistors or FETs, UJT, there is the current is divided into different branches. To avoid this noise, use the diode made by the gallium arsenide or the FETs. As you know, in transistor, the equation I is equal to IB plus IC means The emitter current is divided into the base and collector current, and that's why this partition noise is comes, or also in UJT. The another type of the noise is the transit time noise. What do you mean by the transit time? So the time duration taken by the current carrier to move from input to output. So when this transit time effects is takes place, in communication, high frequencies are used if the transit time if the transit time is comparable to the period of signal being amplified. So next is the low frequency or flicker noise. What is flicker noise? At low audio frequencies, a noise called as a flicker noise, and it is proportional to emitter current and junction temperature, and inversely proportional to the frequency. Hence, noise varying inversely with the frequency, so that if the high frequency signals are used, then the flicker noise is get minimized. In semiconductor devices, flicker noise arises due to fluctuations in carrier density. This noise, the flicker noise, can be completely ignored above the frequency 500 Hz. So apart from this, all noises, one parameter noise voltage is important. So noise is nothing but the noise voltage is nothing but the voltage of the random AC voltages, and this noise has all type of frequencies present. Now let us summarize the today's lecture. So it is difficult to control the external noise. The thermal noise is also called as white noise. In communication system, for a weak and received signal, noise is a serious problem, and noise is most problematic in the receiver. Thank you.